The people who hire me are folks who are dissatisfied with the status quo. Either they're not achieving the results that they want to achieve, or they're not getting the kind of engagement that they want from their people, or they're not getting results that sustain. What is it that makes people want to come work here and feel engaged and excited about the important work that you're doing every day? When you show up with a real confident humility, there is a genuine trust that happens almost instantaneously. And that then has a cycle of increasing employee engagement, and from there, results move so much more quickly. Trust them to trust you. Have the confidence to let people see who you really are.
Because when people see leaders who are real and have real life challenges, then they look at those leaders and say, wow, she's not perfect, and I'm not perfect, and we can still win well together. That's the internal values of confidence and humility. And then the external focus of results in relationships. Results, setting clear expectations, holding people accountable. Relationships, creating genuine connection with the people that you're working.
We've really turned to Karin to help us build a winning well culture across the organization. It's radical candor, it's organization, it's caring for people. And we're dedicated and committed to, at all levels, winning well.
It works in every industry I work with. There is some behavior that if you can isolate that behavior and make it feel wildly important, if you can celebrate it, if you can over-communicate it, if you can be a maniac about it, this is what's most important. This is why it's most important. And show that it makes an impact, you will change your game.
Based on what I heard, it was a lot of tools that I could use in a very professional and effective way. And by doing that, I think we'll get a lot more engagement from those that are actually rolling their sleeves up every single day to get the job done.
There is nothing that makes people feel more confident than success. And so if you are setting goals and you're having the right conversations and you're bringing people along and they have a win, then the next time you have a crazy idea that seems impossible, they say, well, we did it last time, maybe it is possible.
You can get results without losing your soul. You can win well, and yes, you can be a decent human being, because I've done it myself, and I'm now seeing these companies do it with very limited resources.
You could hear a pin drop. She came across very confident, very passionate about really what's important. And I think once you capture that element, all the rest comes into place.
Understand that this mission is so much bigger than you.
What is most important? Setting clear expectations, reinforcing those expectations, isolating the behaviors that will change the game for you, being crystal clear on results, also balancing that with relationships, creating genuine human connection, getting your team working together to execute flawlessly.
So employees have ideas, and most leaders really want to hear them, and somehow there is a disconnect.
We've got so many ways for people to submit their ideas. Why don't more people use them?
So we set out on an extensive research study to ask a couple of questions. When employees were holding back ideas, what kinds of ideas were they holding back? And they weren't trivial. It wasn't like, oh, I wish we had kombucha in the break room or virtual Taco Tuesdays. They said they were holding back ideas that would improve the employee experience, the customer experience, or improve productivity.
The only way to get the customer what they need is to use this workaround. I have been doing it for years, which is why my customers love me so much. It's not standard procedure though, so I just keep my head down and hope my boss doesn't notice.
What I'm talking about here are the little micro innovations, the little ideas that add up to make work better without the soul-sucking courage crushers that can drain all of the energy out of your organization. Technology is the tool, but humanity is the fuel that empowers innovation. Fear.
40% of the respondents said they don't feel confident to share their ideas. So today, I'm going to share with you a bit about that research and then give you some very practical ways through 4 steps to build a more courageous culture on your team. Hi, I'm Karin Hurt, and I speak on practical tools and techniques for human-centered leaders and how to build courageous cultures where everyone feels free to speak up and share their ideas. When we talk about a courageous culture, talking about people who are coming to work every day, micro-innovating. They're saying, hey, maybe there's a different way we could do this. How can we do this better? They're thinking critically, they're solving problems, and they are advocating. They're advocating for their customers, they're advocating for employees. What people really love about the keynotes, and what I hear from bureaus all the time, is that they are so interactive. And the energy in the room when people are talking about why they care about what they do, and very, very quickly you can tap into the best ideas of the people in the room and talk about what matters most to them.
When David and Karin show up and give a keynote, the keynote's really powerful, but that's not what works. What works is what happens after they leave. Did we talk about what they said?
There's a lot of the process versus the outcome.
Tools and strategies that she provides are simple yet so effective. They're practical enough that our teams take them right back to their roles and they utilize them. And we do see change around collaboration, communication, productivity.
One of our favorite ways to really get the collaboration going is to use our Synergy Stack card deck, which is based on 4 dimensions of collaboration: connection, clarity, curiosity, and commitment. And immediately your participants are looking at these cards and identifying their superpowers for collaboration and discussing what will matter most for them and their team to accelerate performance and build better teamwork.
Now I know we have to build confidence, because no matter if you have a good strategy, if your team does not have the confidence that the behaviors that you're asking them to do will be successful, it won't work.
The keynote is really only the beginning. For each of our books, we have an extensive curriculum, and we love building long-term relationships with clients, doing executive development and strategic culture work, working with the managers on building true human-centered leadership, fostering communication up, down, and sideways, and creating a common vocabulary throughout the organization that gets everyone on the same page.
What I took out of the day is it doesn't take weeks and months to come up with great ideas. I think what we managed to pull together in a couple of hours was really brilliant. And also each of us in our little garden, we can make a difference.
When you get clarity, you're going to get better ideas. When you get better ideas, you're going to use them. When you use people's ideas, you create better psychological safety. And now you have a virtuous cycle of innovation and confidence. People are working more on matrix teams across global time zones. Sometimes they do not even have the opportunity to talk with one another. And all of that is making people feel more reluctant to have the conversations that they need to have. And that is what our work is all about, to give people not only the courage, but the confidence and the competence to have these conversations in a way that builds the relationships, that gets the results, and fosters better teamwork.
Where are we missing the yes? What is it that makes people want to come work here and feel engaged and excited about the important work that you're doing?
How well do your leaders know the people they work with every day? Are your leaders equipped to have the tough conversations, to share the truth they need to share, to be true strategic partners in your organization?
When people see leaders who are real and have real life challenges, then they look at those leaders and say, wow, she's not perfect, and I'm not perfect, and we can still win well together.
Using fear or power, trying to control people, you can get results, but they're very minimal results.
Or the results will spike and everybody will be ticked off. You really need to be paying attention to, are the results sustaining?
So we're going to share with you several tools today from the Winning Well model. It begins with the internal values of confidence and humility. And the model also includes the external focus of results and relationships.
Research tells us that 50% of American managers are put into those positions with no training.
And with that, people are working harder and harder, and they're stressed out. And we know it doesn't have to be that way.
Now, by winning well, we mean your ability to produce transformational breakthrough results, results that last over time. It's blending the bottom line with the human spirit.
Collectively, we're bringing 20 years of experience, so we have been there and done that.
We've seen for ourselves what it looks like when managers don't have the tools, and we train countless managers on how to do these things.
We know these techniques work because we have used them in our own leadership, and then we have now been using them in companies around the world, and it's really making an impact.
Take a stinky diaper, you put it in this genie, you give it a twist, and the plastic wraps around it so tight, the poop doesn't stink anymore. We've got bad news. We've got bad news. We've got to tell our boss. We stick it in the diaper genie, we give it a twist, it comes around, and then we give it to our boss, and it doesn't smell so bad anymore.
Leaders who are winning well don't sandwich the stink. They solve it.
So we're going to share with you one of our favorite Winning Well models. This is the Inspire model to help managers plan for and prepare and have a really tough conversation.
David and Karin worked really well with our team. It was almost uncanny how relevant the content was and perfect for our team and the issues that we face on a day-to-day basis.
In Winning Well, when we talk about humility, we're talking about the ability to recognize our vulnerabilities, to invite challenges to our thinking.
You'll be absolutely sure that they're focused on the things that you think are most important, and you're giving them an opportunity to share with you their successes.
You're the keeper of the code, and you help your organization transform, achieve breakthrough results that last. To blend the bottom line with the human spirit. And that's Winning Well.